Well, then I met Alex Jones, and I met talk radio. Nobody would touch me. And all of a sudden, talk radio started picking up on it, saying, my God, this, and this, can you prove this? Can you prove this? Alex, you remember a reporter from Great Britain. His name was Ambrose Evans Pritchard. He had chased me all over the world trying to catch me. And Ambrose started breaking the stories. Well, then I broke Whitewater. Then I broke Filegate. Well, to fight the Clintons, you had to know them. Now, folks, I'm telling you all this history, thanks to Alex, so that you understand I know how to beat them. I know how to beat them because I designed this campaign they're running right now. We did it in 1986. Little Dickie Morris and I, we designed this campaign. Exactly what they're doing. But we kept going. We kept going and kept going. And then finally, I had Mike Isikoff, who was with the Washington Post. And I had found out by this cook named Chuck about this girl named Monica Lewinsky, this little blue dress. And he had taken it to the cleaners. Well, I had paid him $50 and I got the dress. And that's when the Lewinsky scandal came out. But to get to Bill Clinton, the problem was you got to go through his men. Now, what y'all don't know about Hillary, Alex, what you don't know about Hillary, you know why Bill married her?
Why?
Her father, Hugh Rodham, was the head of the mob in Chicago. He had a partner named Dan Rostenkowski. And it just so happened that Dan Rostenkowski happened to be the head of the most powerful House Ways and Means Committee in Washington.
Larry, your phone's ruffling. Can you get it up close to your mouth?
All right. He was the head of the House Ways and Means Committee.
And he later did have to leave because of corruption scandals, bribery.
Well, yeah, I put him in prison for 2 years. Well, then they appointed Webb Hubbell to Attorney General. Because everybody else they'd appointed Attorney General, they knew I'd get, because I'd already put Jim Tucker in prison in Arkansas. But then I got Webb Hubbell, put him in prison.
Now let's go back, though. Let's talk about the Vince Foster murder. Let's talk about the Clinton death list.
Well, I'll get to that. So we leveled the playing field. Now the Clintons are vulnerable, all right? Now they're vulnerable. There was a guy named Jerry Sieper from the Washington Times. And I had a story where I had caught Vince and Hillary screwing. I had bugged the governor's mansion with the full intention of catching Bill screwing Miss Arkansas. Well, that night, he kind of shafted us, and he went to another house, and Vince came over to Hillary's, to the mansion. And so I had this tape. Well, I played it for Jerry Sieper. Now, at that time, I had nothing against Hillary. You know, my feud was with Bill Clinton. You and I talked about it a lot. Vince thought that tape was fixing to be aired in the Washington Times. Now, folks, I have no idea. I have no idea somebody killed Vince Foster if he killed himself. But from the stuff that I got from Ken Starr, because I had more information than anybody else, the autopsy was obvious. He didn't die in Fort Marcy Park. And if he didn't die in Fort Marcy Park, then somebody moved the body.
And then we have Hillary with the all-night cleaning crew doing all the carpets, and we have it being a different caliber gun left at the scene than what shot him in the back of the head. All of that.
Well, you got another little problem. Hillary was in California, and when she found out, she supposedly flew back to Washington to be with Vince's wife, right? Well, I actually have the fuel certificate from Central Flying Service. She flew back to Arkansas. And I actually took Jerry Sieper to the Rose Law Firm and caught two guys taking boxes marked VF to be burned. We caught them. We got them. And that's why I've said to people, Hillary's gonna make it. Let me just tell y'all now, we're reliving 94. Remember when all the stuff with Bill hit? And remember, Alex, when all the Republicans, all they did was just morph the long incumbent Democrat head into Bill Clinton, and then they won, and the Republicans took control of both houses?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
There was no way that year, no way Bill Clinton could have won again as president, except for one thing: Bob Dole.
Yeah, they ran a weak candidate against him.
Now you see John McCain. Now, folks, the thing that you need to be the most afraid of, and you better be afraid, Bill Clinton is an inch deep and a mile wide. He's just a good timer, just a good old boy. He didn't believe in anything. Didn't care about nothing except women, drugs. That's all he cared about. But now when I met Hillary, I met her. She was wearing moo-moo, horn-rimmed glasses, had not taken a bath, did not shave under her arms or her legs, wearing sandals, and was carrying a card saying she was a proud member of the United States American Communist Party. She believes what she believes. She is what she is. And it was all scheduled that Bill would run, they would wait, and then she would run. Now, somehow Bush ended up in there that second term, but that was over the war. But where everybody gets confused, Alex, is a group that we used to call the puppet masters. I've been a part of destroying more countries than most of y'all even know ever even existed. And these puppet masters control everything. How do you think the Clintons come up with all this money? And who do you think controls the war in Iraq? Maliki has asked Bush twice to leave. Leave. They've got security under control. My God, that's the third richest oil reserve in the world. They've got the fighting among the factions stopped. We ain't leaving. We ain't leaving.
Larry Nichols, stop right there because there's so much I want to go over with you.